Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Welcome to the live drive of the 2021 Volkswagen Arteon. As we said in the description, it's kind of like Volkswagen's little sexier sister to the Passat. So you pretty much take a Volkswagen Passat and you tack on some beautiful character lines. You make a really attractive front grille, a bunch of different slats. You put on some big, nice 20-inch wheels, as well as a new Volkswagen emblem. I don't know if you guys noticed, that's a little different. And you get yourself a Volkswagen Arteon. Also kind of a replacement to the Volkswagen CC, which was also just kind of more of a sleek four-door coupe-esque version of the Passat. So for the next hour or so, Alyssa and I are going to head out and do some driving, take a look around this car quite a bit, see if we can find anything neat and nifty to share with you about it. And we're going to be answering your chats. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon. We got our work done, so we're out here checking out the car. We want to hear what all of you are up to as well. And if you're joining in after the fact and you want to catch us live in the future, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell, and you'll see when we go live, typically 4 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays Eastern Time. But the days have been getting longer, so maybe we'll push it back here soon so more of you who work standard work hours can catch us. So, another fun fact is that Alyssa, who's behind the camera at the moment, used to be a Volkswagen Passat owner. And yours was even silver, just like this one.
It was beautiful.
So,
yeah.
What are you thinking of the Arteon?
It looks so much like it. I'm getting little flashbacks, but you are right. It is the older, sexier sister. Actually, it's newer. So.
Younger?
Yeah.
The hot young model comes in and
yeah, kicks the older ones out. It's lovely. I'm very excited to get the chance to drive it if we get the right donations today.
That's true. You might all notice in the comments or in the description, I said only $5 of total donations to get Alyssa behind the wheel because I am curious to hear her thoughts coming from a 2013 Passat that she owned for quite a while.
3 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
So only $2.50 technically on the Cash App, since Cash App donations are double.
Cheap today.
Yeah, you know, it's Friday. We don't want to be squeezing people's pockets. We want people to go out and have a good time this weekend.
Yeah. It's kind of, you know, it's a Volkswagen, but it's giving me new, I want to say Toyota Camry vibes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I could see that a little bit with the front. Very over-styled.
Yep, and the wheels kind of look a lot like that, although these have more black in them. And they're not trying to be exactly like every single wheel that you see on the road, but it does have that spoke kind of design that they all do.
Yeah, and thin tires too. These got to be 35 profiles.
Rubber
Yep,
bands.
245, 35, R20s. 20s running on dubs here. Actually, dubs are 22s, I think.
Okay. But yeah, this is beautiful. It's sharp. This actually kind of blends in, but there's a nice piece of chrome that goes all the way down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you had this in a black or a red or...
Ooh, that would stand out really nicely.
Maybe a white even, they would stand out, but it really blends in with this beautiful silver paint that they went with.
Yep, we've managed to...
Very shiny, very reflective. It also has that kind of sloped look in the back here that the CC did.
And that is because it is technically a liftback. So you see, rather than just being a trunk...
That's a giant trunk.
Yeah, the whole thing lifts up, glass and all.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
really
that
easily
so
load that
much.
in.
Yeah.
Pretty deep as well. You can get way in there. You've got your spare tire and a subwoofer right there underneath and your tools and stuff.
That's cool.
A few little side pockets. But other than that, just a deep back. I'm curious how flat the rear seats go. Oh, look, grocery bag holder. That's nice.
Yeah.
2 of them.
On either side. That's good. You know what this doesn't have, and it might just not come with it because it's a press car. Those Velcro little...
I think that was a Volkswagen accessory that you had.
Oh,
yeah, the little divider things. Let's
Okay.
take that. I'm gonna try folding the seats. Let us know if you're in the comments too. We'll be checking those out in a few minutes.
Yep.
And we'd like to hear who all is watching.
That's pretty darn flat.
Is it?
For, I think, a sedan of this size, I think that's pretty flat. Look at that. I think you could fit a bike back there. I tried to fit a bike in my Passat when I had it, and it did not work, but I think you totally could.
How does this come out?
It slides backwards.
Oh, you're right. Wow.
Yeah, slides that right out.
That's actually a lot of space.
Look at that. That's ridiculous. Let me give you guys a side profile.
It'd be kind of cool if the Tesla Model 3 were like this, rather than just a standard sedan.
This is amazing.
Because then you could straight up get in.
Look at this. Tailgating for days.
Yeah.
In your expensive, beautiful looking Arteon.
You could camp in an Arteon. I didn't expect that. I really didn't. Yeah.
Look at that. It's like half of the car opens up.
There's a button.
Oh boy. Bye. Wow, that's pretty neat. And he can open it from the back? Good.
There's a manual emergency release.
Good. Where is it?
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is not a car to kidnap people in.
Right. Bummer.
Volkswagen would be proud of that. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's something. That's a nifty.
That's beautiful. I love that.
That is nifty. And
Yeah. And let's see how difficult it is to put it in.
That's what.
Nope. Family friendly, Charles.
Once you kind of finagle it in there.
Okay. And do these, what do these do?
These come up and kind of hook onto these little nips.
These little nips.
Little nublets. It's a finesse game.
Yeah.
There you go.
The whole thing.
There you are.
Wow, that's super nice. Very cool.
What do we got? Hey, we got Moran in the chat. We've got Andrew's Planet both saying hi. Hey Zor says, looks expensive. It kind of is. We've got a pretty top level trim. This is an SEL Premium, I believe R-Line as well. And all-wheel drive, 4Motion. So this one's about, what'd you say, 47 grand?
Yeah, $5 away.
Yeah, okay.
From 47 grand.
Andrew's Planet, nice. Eskimo says, hey Charlie. And Andrew's Planet says, good folding seats. And we got Yas. Hey Yas. He
Nice.
says, hi y'all.
Hi, Yas.
One thing I love that Volkswagen does is they hide the backup camera in there. So here, let me show you. You stay back there.
Okay.
I'll give you that just in case.
Okay.
Close this.
It's chilly out here.
Actually, I don't think I can close it from there.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna show you the little backup camera how it flips out, or show them.
Oh, okay. Okay. So he's gonna go in reverse, and is that gonna pop out? Oh, look at that! That's so cute! Oh, I love that. Oh, nifty. Pretty cool.
Yeah, so that keeps it from ever getting dirty with road grime or rain or anything.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Volkswagen and Mercedes are the only ones who do that for some reason.
Huh.
And I think it's really smart.
That is really smart.
Yeah.
Back seat?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Kiwi Interstate says, hey y'all, just like Yas.
Nice. Ooh, there's a bunch of stuff back here, actually.
I got you. Bags, water bottles,
Coat.
jackets, purses.
That purse can stay where it is.
We come prepared here at Daily Motor. Really nice place to be back here. There's tons of room. I actually haven't sat in the, well, I have sat in the back. Tons of knee room, but there's not as much headroom. You have that swooping, beautiful character line outside, and it does compromise your headroom a bit, which I know you wouldn't be familiar with, Alyssa. But I'm definitely limited on my space.
Gotcha. These seats are amazingly comfortable.
They do have a nice recline to them.
Let's move this so we can show off this beautiful black leather.
Ah, yes.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it's quite distinguished.
This is simple.
Grippy cup holders, though. I like that.
That's all you need. A nice lever to open this back up from the inside.
Yeah, so you can send skis through here or whatever.
Yep.
Center pass through.
There we go.
So it's 60-40 fold seats, but the center pass through helps with that.
But yeah, this is a beautiful, nice, clean looking leather we have here.
Yeah.
Beautiful white stitching up at the top and around the sides here. Yeah. Clean.
They do. Volkswagen does a good job, especially with the Arteon, the CC, making everything look good.
You guys can't see that. I'll go on this side.
Isaiah Anthony Cruz says hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello and welcome.
You do have vents back here, which is good, and you also have your own climate control.
Are these heated seats?
And heated seats.
That's super nice.
And way down here, really gonna be hard to get to and see.
Move this.
I mean, even that way, it's kind of tough to see, but there's a USB Type-C port and a 12-volt outlet.
There we go.
Yeah. Andrew's Planet says, nice backup camera. Very cool.
Yeah, I think that's cute.
Moran asked, does it have dual exhaust or is it just single exit? We should check and also look underneath to see how true it is, because some people do just like dual pipes, but it's just a single back to the engine. And this is a 4-cylinder turbo. There's no need for dual pipes, but we'll see what it is.
View of the front from the back.
This is interesting. This is the first new Volkswagen sedan, like a larger sedan I've been in, that doesn't have an analog clock. You see it's got that fake one up there right now?
Oh, yeah.
But yours had a real analog clock in it.
My Passat had 3 clocks.
Yeah, you had the one
like
in the cage,
the front, yep.
the one in the screen, and the analog.
And then an analog clock right above the screen.
Time's very important. You know, Germans are punctual.
They are.
Yes.
Yep. I want to make sure you know what time it is.
Andrew's Planet, it costs $47,000 as spec'd. We'd have to see what a base one is. I'm sure you could pick one up for like 35 in base trim. But
35.
Probably.
It climbs right up there.
Germans love to nickel and dime you on all this stuff. Yeah. All right, let's check on the exhaust.
Cool. Do you want me to go back there?
Sure. Oh, see, now this is interesting.
This is a giant door right here.
Yeah, and it takes 91 octane, which I think is the dumbest thing in the world. This is a 2-liter turbo family sedan, and you've got to pay an extra $1 per gallon in some areas. Like today when I did the fuel test, extra $1 per gallon just to put gas in it, because why does it take premium? If I owned it, I wouldn't care at all. I'd put regular in.
Ooh.
I don't care.
Okay.
So it sounds like it's dual exit. Pipe and pipe, yeah.
Wow.
Actually, it's quad exit. If you look,
there's 2 in there. I don't think you guys can actually see that.
Right, there's 1, 2 on this side, and then there's 3, 4. The flashlight?
The flashlight in here.
The things we do for you guys. That's weird. Why would they bother to do 2 separate exhaust tips on a car that you can't even see the exhaust tips on? Strange.
The sound.
But underneath, here, let me see the camera.
Sure.
You can see it's just one exhaust pipe way under there that splits into 2 right at the axle. So rear axle goes to 2 exhausts, but it's totally pointless. Especially, I honestly wouldn't mind if they just lied and just only had it exit from one side, because the reason that a lot of manufacturers now do these like fake chrome tips but don't actually have the exhaust come all the way.
So it looks better.
Well, it looks better, and if you get rear-ended, all you have to replace is this bit rather than like the entire exhaust pipe getting shoved forward in thousands of dollars. Huh. Yeah.
Got it.
Interesting. Good question, Moran.
Yeah. He always has good questions.
Yeah, he's smart.
Like whether or not it's going to hold gear.
Which it doesn't. I've just gotten in the habit of testing that. Loud beeps too. Lots of loud beeps. So we'll go for a little bit of driving, and then we'll stop somewhere else and do a little more looking around the interior. So let us know if there's anything else. That's what I like about live drives. There with Moran, you know, asking something. These people don't all have these cars right in front of them and stuff, but they still got questions. They're still curious, and we do have the opportunity to look at all those cars and have the things. Oh. Hey, Yas just donated $5 on the Cash App, saying that he enjoyed the RAV4 versus Model Y review. Thanks.
That's super cool.
Thank you, Yas. And that'll get Alissa behind the wheel as well of this Arteon, so definitely looking forward to that. And I think I had something put at $10 as well for this video.
Oh, what could it possibly be?
You can actually check on there. It's in the description if you exit out of the chat. And then, yeah, and then a little arrow down.
Okay. $10, 0 to 60 and 60 to 0.
Oh yeah, cool. Well, we'll do that as well then.
Cool.
Thanks, Yas. And yeah, I appreciate you watching the Model Y RAV4 video. That one turned out to be interesting. Look how flat the tire is in this clapped out Ranger. That thing has seen better days.
This truck's been there for months and months.
Yeah, who knows how long.
Probably years.
Huh. The plate's, I think, still good though. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, that Model Y RAV4 video turned out to be interesting because I like the RAV4 Prime, I really do. And I expected it to be closer. I didn't know exactly which one I was going to recommend at the end. And then I went through and kind of went category by category, and I just ended up, the Model Y blew the RAV4 away. I think that makes sense, but it's still, it doesn't mean that the RAV4 is a worse competitor to the Model Y. It's just very different. I think it's an entirely different kind of buyers. And also, I'd like to know if anyone is watching who's interested in the RAV4 Prime. RAV4 Prime so much better than the Hyundai. The Ioniq is cheaper, provides nearly all the same features. Yeah, it's only front-wheel drive, but you've got a much longer EV-only range and better fuel economy in general. So, and you can actually buy one. It's easier to buy one, I should say. The RAV4 Prime's really hard to get your hands on right now. So, I've been a big fan of the Hyundai Ioniq plug-in, and everyone's making a big hoopla over the RAV4 Prime. I don't really understand why, other than the fact it's decent. But like, plug-in hybrids have been around for a minute now. In fact, and I know this is silly in a way, Mitsubishi has made a plug-in hybrid Outlander that's actually not bad. And they've made that for years, and no one's ever batted an eye. So,
wow.
It's like that quote from that Joker movie. They're like, Mitsubishi has a plug-in hybrid and no one bats an eye, and then Toyota comes out with a RAV4 plug-in hybrid and everyone loses their mind. See that meme?
Nope.
I feel like you have. You'd recognize it.
Okay. My parents owned a Mitsubishi Outlander for a couple of years.
Really?
Yeah, before their Montero Sport. They really like Mitsubishis.
Well, they're kind of good values, and they're relatively reliable. They've just done a really bad job at staying relevant in the last 10 years.
That makes complete sense, yes. Ron says one pipe has a valve for the 4 in the back.
Really? So that probably means in sport mode, more, yeah, it sounds a little different. Huh. Dog, it's a red chill out. I gotta come to a stop first. Some people, man.
It's Friday and at 4 o'clock.
You've got places to be, I guess. We can just dust him through this roundabout, though. Get into sport mode.
Listen for it. Oh no, no handle up.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
Okay, let's do it. Oh, I thought you were gonna go all the way around.
No.
Cool.
Trying to make that Yukon feel like a silly guy.
Mike 1, before you get started, says, I wish I had a V6 power plant closer to the Stinger. Maybe put the 4-cylinder to separate it from the Audi more.
That's a good point. The Stinger is a cool car. I'd like to get a Stinger, and I haven't driven one in a few years. So, yeah, they could be. I mean, this is the thing, though. Ever since Dieselgate, Volkswagen has had to button down, or I should say, like, button up, and like really be very strategic with everything they do, because they got hit pretty hard with fines from that, and understandably so. I think they should have, but they can't really toy around with V6 powertrains and like things that might not work, might not work, might not make them a bunch of money. They have to be very safe and calculated right now. So I'm not surprised that they only offer one engine in this car. Yeah. Now Alyssa's Passat was cool because that had the inline 5 2.5 liter, and it sounded neat. So
yes,
this is just a bland turbo 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How does this compare to an Audi A5? Does it?
It's kind of like a poor man's A5 because it's similar-ish body style. It's very pretty. That's kind of how the A5 came to be too. Is it was like the prettier lift-back, sport-back version of the A4. And it's technically the A4. Yeah, it's the A4. And so this is kind of like Volkswagen's version of that. So similar, but this is a front-wheel drive based car. The A5, at least the original one, was rear-wheel drive based. I don't know what it is now. We haven't driven many Audis. That Q5 was the first one we got in a long time.
Yeah, I think you were trying to break into the Audi market there for a minute, right?
Yep. Let's do a quick 0 to 60. Not a speed demon. Feels kind of similar to that Mercedes we had earlier this week.
It sounded cool though.
Ready for 60 to 0?
Yes.
Wow. Brakes work.
Yeah, they do.
We haven't been doing that much because the roads have been wet. There's no point
Wet
in doing
and
it.
icy.
Yeah. Now it's getting warm out. We can do it again.
Yeah, the roads are entirely dry.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I actually got out on the motorcycle earlier this week. It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not wearing coats today.
Oh.
It's just a little bit chilly, but too warm for coats.
Yeah.
Aziz says the Koreans are better in this segment, and he means the Sonata VS or just V?
What did he say? Sonata?
Yeah. Sonata V's, this or Honda.
Oh, he's saying Versus.
Oh, Versus. Oh, my bad.
The Accord is really good. I mean, the Accord is faster in the 2-liter turbo. It still feels pretty darn nice inside. It doesn't look as pretty as this. And this is this feels more premium inside than the Accord. But you're right. The Sonata, and this drives a little bit better than the Sonata. I've even driven the Sonata N-Line. But you're right. The Koreans are doing a really good job in this segment.
He does say the Arteon is more expensive in his country.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Whip it!
Alright.
Quite balanced.
Look at the...
What's up?
Look at this! This
Oh.
moved! I was like, what's touching my head? And this was slowly moving over. That's funny.
Now this is a concrete highway, but I've been a little disappointed in the road noise here in the Arteon.
Huh.
And especially from the tires. Just listen. It's just kind of loud.
They're very thin though. Wouldn't that contribute to it?
It could, but still, if they're, I mean, this is the tire that's coming on the car, so either way, it should be better, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. Okay.
There are other sedans in this market that are quieter. And it doesn't get the best fuel economy either. We got 32 miles per gallon on the highway. Not fantastic.
No.
2021, I mean,
That's
we're talking
probably...
when the Accord would get like over 40, the Accord,
Yeah.
the Camry, things like that.
Yeah, that's probably close to what my 2013 Passat would have gotten.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is all-wheel drive. You only need a gallon to it pretty well, but you can feel all those little impacts through those thin tires.
Yeah. Kiwi Interstate says premium gas is a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. Say hello to Abraham Roy.
Hello, Abraham Roy.
And Moran says you can see the exhaust valves if you look closely in the outer exhaust pipes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Feel Eugene says ugly car.
Okay.
Shut up says gross VW.
Now I'm curious, I told Moran earlier that it doesn't hold revs, but I realized that was only with pressing the paddle shifters without putting it into manual mode, so I'm going to try putting it into manual mode now, and it might hold revs this time, we'll see. Also, I should point out, it's full of these interesting capacitive touch buttons. They're not real buttons, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more soon, but I should point out, I've accidentally turned the heated steering wheel on twice in the few days that I've had this car. Actually, no, I've only had it one day, and I've turned it on twice. Alright, let's see. Nope, still doesn't hold gears.
Really?
Even in manual mode. Yeah.
Huh.
Weird.
That was very quick.
Also, our signal has not been super great today. I don't exactly know why. Remember, I can't remember, like, there's one time we were filming like a month ago or so live driving, and it was like not very good, and we had to like stop and restart the stream, and then it was like perfect.
I do remember that.
I wonder if it's a similar deal going on. We'll keep an eye on it. It's not awful, it's just like not great. I don't know why.
Moran is asking if you would choose this or the 2021 Mazda 6.
Oh, Mazda 6, easily. I think the Mazda 6 looks really good. And the only thing that this has over the Mazda 6 that I'd appreciate is wireless Android Auto. That's really nifty. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. But other than that, the Mazda 6 is a better driver's car. I think it looks a little better. Yeah. I don't need all-wheel drive.
No, we don't need that.
Especially not in a sedan. Well, should we get you behind the wheel, Liz?
Yes, I would love that.
Cool, we'll go down the way here and
Swappy swap.
yeah, take a look around again, do another walk around and
Okay.
see what there is to see. It's an easy car to drive though. It's fairly inoffensive. Materials feel good. Yeah.
That looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the materials they've used on the inside and the different textures as well. This is really lovely. You can see it in the sunlight here.
Did we ever hear about how Yas's off-roading adventure went?
I do not remember.
I'd be curious to know.
Okay.
He was going to take his new Tacoma off-road. Another thing I noticed while driving the car around in normal mode, the throttle's very jumpy. So
Really?
it's like right when you lean on it, it kind of jerks you back.
Huh.
Something to get used to.
And you wouldn't have that in, say, Comfort?
It kind of did it in Comfort as well.
Really?
Yeah, put it in Comfort for now. Or at least it did it in Eco. I don't know if I've driven in Comfort mode yet.
We'll
I
try
don't
that
understand
one.
why there's a difference between normal and Comfort mode. Because if you want to drive sporty, put it in Sport. But other than that, wouldn't you always want Comfort or Eco? Like, what's the point of doing normal? Like, ooh, I'm not going to spoil myself today. I'll just leave it in normal mode. Like, I haven't earned Comfort today.
Does it do anything? I mean, I know Eco mode is supposed to be more, like, save you gas and stuff, but
Yeah.
with, like, Comfort, is there any difference between that?
I don't know. I don't think this thing has an adaptive suspension. I'd be really surprised if it did. And so I don't know what the difference would be in terms of throttle mapping between normal and Comfort. I could see Comfort being a little bit lazier in terms of shift points and stuff. Why not just use Eco mode? I don't know. Strange. Very strange.
Okay.
Looking around some more. So all of these buttons, hopefully you can, is it going to show up in this lighting?
You can see them. Yeah.
Okay. These aren't real buttons. Everything is just a tap capacitive. You can hear that cooled seat fire up. You can adjust your fan speed just kind of by like...
That's quite, I do kind of like that.
Same with temperature. Up and down. But yeah, you can't use your nails, and if you were wearing gloves and they weren't the type that you could use a touchscreen with, I don't think it would work. Maybe.
I thought I had some gloves with me, but I don't.
Oh, maybe.
Wow.
So you can
what?
you can just kind of, they are pressure sensitive then. So that's neat. Maybe.
That is good.
Yeah.
Huh.
And the same thing is going on here with the steering wheel as well. These are all, none of these are real buttons.
You can, they make sounds though.
They're just vibrating. It's like haptic. Yeah. So you can sort of scroll your volume up and down.
Is it here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I actually love haptics. I love the sounds they make. I love the feeling.
Yeah?
Yeah. Cool.
I don't like that it's a little lazy, and maybe you'll, like when you're pressing it, like if you're setting the cruise control or something, it like vibrates after you press it. And it's just, I don't care for it. Well, I'll see if you...
Well, that's how haptics kind of work.
Yeah. We'll see what you think when you're driving it around a little bit. But it is kind of cool. You get this big old gauge cluster, which I don't know if you guys can see very well with the sunlight. I think it can actually. That's neat. So it's all digital. You can see that moving around. You can see all sorts of different information up there. But another cool thing you can do, you go on over to navigation and then change the view. You get a big old map right there in front of you. You still have your speed down there in the lower right corner. So that's pretty cool. The annoying thing is you can't do the map here and there at the same time.
It says nav here.
Yeah, so if you open up nav there, you just kind of get this like compass. You actually have to switch it, and then you lose the map there to get it there. I don't know why they can't do both.
I would like to have both.
Yeah,
That'd be silly. Yeah.
Dear Volkswagen. What else you got going on here? You got your drive modes, you got your stop start, disable. Looks like we have an auto parking feature. I wonder if that'll work without any other cars around. Let's see. So we've got some lane markers, parking lot markers around us. I've never once in any car found this system to be useful or worthwhile or work well or anything, but you know, every now and then I test it just to see how things have changed. To be fair, these lines are so wore out, I'd be impressed if the car could see them. I can barely see them. Let's see what happens. Oh, park assist ended, okay.
Oh, it actually shows the outline.
Yeah.
That's weird. Is it doing it?
No, I'm just driving it right now. I think for most park assist systems, it has to have 2 other cars. So it's like if you needed to parallel park and you didn't feel like doing it, I don't think it'll do it if it's just open like this.
Interesting. Okay.
Bummer. Yeah.
But I don't like that. My Passat had this too.
Mm-hmm.
These blank spaces, blank buttons.
Yeah, which is strange considering this is like a top level trim.
Yeah.
So why do we have blank switches? Some people really mind that. I don't particularly mind, but yeah, some people, yourself included, it sounds like.
I mean, it's not like, oh, this car sucks because it's got some blank spaces. It's kind of like, really? Like, what is that? Like,
I think that's fair.
Oh, USB-Cs.
Mm-hmm. 2 USB-Cs in there, and then this whole thing adjusts in typical Volkswagen style, so it ratchets up to exactly where you want it. Yeah.
And then you push it back.
Yep. I am surprised that I don't think there's wireless charging. Which is a big downside with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, because that will suck down your battery. So it's kind of like if you're going to use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for a little while you're driving anyway, your battery is going to get yeeted down and you're going to have to plug your phone in anyway. So you might as well not have the wireless function. So that's a little strange. I would think this would be a wireless device charger, but there's nothing on it to indicate that that's the case. Maybe it's optional. Oh, actually that kind of does look like a wireless. I don't know. Let's just throw a phone on there and find out. Throw it in.
Let's put it in there better.
Is it not in there?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
That's
okay,
fine.
There it goes.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, it is a wireless charger. Okay, that's good. You just think they'd give like some
That's awesome.
All right, that makes more sense then.
I love that.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I think that stop-start button looks so classy. Try to get the camera to focus on it here. There we go. Yeah. Neat.
Yeah.
Do a little walk around and then get you behind the wheel.
Okay.
Oh, I wonder if I can save my seat settings.
Huh?
Oh no. Oh yes.
Oh no, what?
I was wondering if there weren't seats functions, but nice. You got both phones? Mm-hmm. She's got 2 phones, one for the internet, one for the comments. And unlike my donate for my who sings Kevin Gates reference. Yeah, I think it looks good. I don't think it's ugly. It's a little aggressive looking, but I think it's pretty.
What does the R stand for?
It's an R line, which is just kind of an appearance package. It probably gets us those bigger wheels. I think it gets this little black lip spoiler here. Gotcha. Yeah. Unless it's the pirate version, in which case you could take off the A and be the Arteon.
Okay.
Take a quick look at the engine while you're getting situated. Okay. A little 2-liter Turbski. Let's pop it. Oh, that's a heavy hood. Wow. It's a big hood too. It's almost like the Supra. There it is. Big battery too. Wow. Probably for that stop start. 68 amp hours. Huh. Door handles feel nice too.
I think this is the first car I've ever gotten in where I'm like, actually, I need to, like, cause I normally raise my seat all the way to the max, because that's what I need to do. This one actually could keep going.
Huh. And your head's almost
and I'm like really close. I've never ever had that. I've actually had to stop it before height max.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool.
Do you guys test vans? Hey Zor, we do test vans periodically. I own a van, and we've tested a few vans here on the channel. We've had the Sienna, the Odyssey, the Pacifica, and the Sprinter 3500 XD. Analog clock comes on the screen there now. Yeah, but it doesn't come up when you're like using music or anything like that.
Is it on?
No, it's off.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. Yas said he had a good time. He thought the stock Tacoma did really well, went easy to moderate difficulty on trails. That's pretty neat. That's not too surprising, but I'm glad you had a good time. I thought the temperature display said 0 Fahrenheit. Nope. Does it hit the rev limiter in park, or does it have a soft limiter? Liz, when you have a sec, you mind revving it up and just putting your foot to the floor pretty much and seeing what happens?
Oh.
Do not press the gas when the car's stationary. I'll have to actually change the view to bring up the gauges to see how far it goes. All right, do it again. Looks like it's got a soft limiter at about 3,800 RPM. Not a fan of the touchscreen integrated in the dash, rather it be like a 10-inch or more tablet style. Well, meet the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, and now Model S and Model X. The Con 1000 says hello.
Hello.
Technically it says hi, but I'm interpreting.
I do that all the time.
What is the horsepower on this? I think it's about low 200s. I'll have to double check, but not a bunch.
Wobble, wobble.
Would you pay more for an A5 or go with the Arteon? I feel like the A5 is quite a bit more, but I also feel like you're getting quite a bit more. So if I were gonna pick a top level Arteon, I would just get the A5 probably. Although I'm not a huge fan of the looks of the new A5. I'd rather have the first gen. I thought the first gen was really pretty. Would you rather get a Sienna or an Odyssey? The new Sienna with the hybrid is really good, but it's still kind of ugly. And by kind of, I mean really ugly. And
Listen to that sound.
you like that?
I kind of like that.
Alyssa's been driving an EV for so long, she's like, oh yeah.
Cars make sounds.
Cars make sounds. But I think I'd pick the Odyssey. I just prefer the way Hondas drive. Any live van drivings? We don't have any vans scheduled here soon. We'll probably be getting a Pacifica in a few months. And at some point when it's a slow week, maybe we'll live drive my town and country. But nothing too soon.
Typically don't get slow weeks.
Right, exactly. Aziz says, he's just chilling watching our live drive. Says, I guess it's just a bigger Jetta. They think they could make it like a C-Class or an S-Class or a 3 Series and 7 Series, but the VW Group think that this is a competitor of 5 Series. I will never understand them. Who buys this? It is kind of a weird thing, but yeah, it's kind of like the Mercedes we drove earlier this week. There are people who are willing to pay a premium for appearance. And this is just a Passat that people would rather pay more for.
Women.
Or some men, you know, they like to, you know, whoever's kind of style-oriented. But I don't think Volkswagen thinks this would compete against like a C-Class or something. I think that's firmly Audi camp.
If they had people, journalists, being like, yeah, this could compete to a C-Class, they'd be like, really? We did it? They don't hate us anymore?
Well, and they have to have some division because Volkswagen owns Audi and Porsche, so they can't let the Volkswagens get too close to the Audis.
Yeah.
Volkswagen CC walked so the Arteon could run.
Huh. Yes, that's a good comment.
Aziz does have a good point though. Like, if this thing costs 47 grand, that Mercedes we drove earlier this week also costs that much. So it's kind of like, why not just get yourself like a base Mercedes C-Class or a BMW 3 Series?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, especially.
What's straight ahead here?
That's the highway. You can go there if you want.
No, I really don't. I mean, I should, but I'll do it in the next one.
How's the Fender audio system? Surprise, Shamar Williams. It's not a Fender. They actually went with a Harman Kardon for the 2021 Arteon. And it's not great. It's okay, but it's not $47,000 okay. I gave it like a 6.5 in my review earlier today. So, listeners, initial thoughts?
I feel like I'm home. I feel like I'm back in my old car again.
Really?
Yeah, the height. The steering wheel is just so playful. Look at this.
Ah.
I don't like that in steering
Okay.
I don't really like that in steering wheels. It feels a little bit looser. My, it's like auto-correcting my lane.
Yes, it does have an active lane keep that's hard to turn on.
It is.
Yeah.
My Passat had heavier steering, and I really liked that. The Tesla has ridiculously heavy steering compared to that. This is just like a Nissan Sentra. It's just very ridiculously, you could go back and forth and not have it move like at all.
Interesting.
But it's nice to drive. It's not like a difficult, like this is, the steering is not like it's very easy to steer with, I guess is what I'm trying to say, but yeah, it feels very familiar just getting in here. Outside temp is 39 degrees. My Passat always told me when it was 39 degrees out, and it always freaked me out because I was never expecting it. It does that same type of beep, and you're like, why? Why, Volkswagen? I don't care that it's 39 degrees out. That's such a very specific thing. It must be like a setting.
It's because ice could start forming.
At 39? On the road?
Well, it could, yeah, there could be sections that are in the shade or something, and a little bit of ice forms, or over bridges sometimes. But yeah, I agree, 37 is kind of, I think, a better
39.
temperature. Like, if my motorcycle tells me at 37 degrees that ice could start forming. Blah, 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 blah. Moran, it does. It's got the 8-speed automatic. What else? Somebody was going to say something.
Oh, I did not want to go this way.
That's okay. Change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Kiwi Interstate, at least the ES250, which throws a base Camry engine in a $50,000 car. That is a good point, Kiwi Interstates. I know you kind of meant it as a joke, but like, I thought that was the weirdest thing about the ES, because I really liked the Lexus ES, except for that engine. I didn't think the engine was the right move. I didn't mind it too much, I just didn't think it was the right engine for that car. And also, I would like to point out, I was checking the window sticker here, this does have adaptive suspension, which is kind of crazy to me. I don't think anyone is gonna really feel the benefits of having adaptive suspension in a car like this. I mean, you're dealing with a pretty lethargic 2-liter turbo, and you're spending money on adaptive suspension. So I guess that would change with the drive modes, but kind of weird. I don't know if anyone would appreciate that. Back up here on the highway, for anyone who wasn't watching earlier, it's a little loud on the highway.
It's loud.
For a $47,000 car, I think if someone were trying to eat miles in this, they'd be disappointed with how loud it is.
Easily accelerates.
It's a gutsy motor.
That's super nice.
Yes, we're aware that you can adjust the steering in the Tesla. Alissa likes having it in sport mode. She likes having it heavy. He said, I hope Alyssa's not driving around in sport all the time. And it's like, no, she likes the heavier steering. I like very light steering. She likes heavy.
I do like heavy steering.
Yeah. Now, I think, Liz, having you drive some of these other cars, especially having the Tesla now, you kind of are starting to get the, like, the tough decision-making, yellow one, between the satisfaction of driving a sedan versus the practicality and usability of having an SUV. Because like the Tesla Model 3, which is just the sedan version of our car, is more fun to drive. You get more of that like little lower, kind of more sporty type feel and steering and responsiveness and stuff. But think about how usable our trunk is and everything, and getting in and out of it, how nice it is, how much space there is. You would lose a lot of that with the Model 3. So it's kind of like, it's tough trade-offs.
This one?
Yeah, we can get off here and whip around.
Okay. Yeah, our signal's good here.
Good. Yeah, signal's been getting better. Yeah, I've driven the ES350 and it drives like a baby LS. They're worlds apart from the 250. Yeah, I think the V6 is a great option for the Lexus ES, and I'm surprised they bothered putting the 4-cylinder in there. Oh, what else do we have going on? We were gonna get the Bronco Sport today, but I decided to let the TheTopher have that one. And we will be getting the Bronco, I think, on Tuesday. So Monday is going to be LC500, and Tuesday will be Bronco Sport, and then, actually no, Monday is something else. LC500 is on the weekend. What are we getting next week? Oh, I think that's it. We're only having the Bronco Sport and the LC500.
Speaking of the LC500.
Yes.
When I looked out into the driveway to see what car we had, because Charlie will tell me what cars we get, and I never remember them. So I looked out the window. I thought this was the LC500. because I remember it being so beautiful and silvery, and it looked very nice and sexy. And then I saw this, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's a VW on the wheel. That's not what that is at all. Right.
And then get back.
Anyway. Taking the route.
It's okay. It's weird that it drops so low. I mean, we're like on a main highway. I'm gonna wait to answer some of your questions until the signal picks up a little bit. Yeah, said, please make a good video of that LC500 exhaust. Or sorry, Kiwi Interstate said that, and then Yas said looking forward to the LC500 as well. Kryptonics is curious if we'll ever be able to drive an Audi A4. And yes, there's a decent possibility of that. I know there's one in the fleet, a gray one, and we're gonna try to get that here in the next few months. So sooner or later, it'll get there. Ooh, Alyssa, getting around this corner.
Huh?
Feeling them G's.
I'm comfortable in this car.
The seats do hug you pretty nicely. These might be different seats for the R line. Hey, Pittsburgh Man in the chat. Hello, hello. Kiwi Interstates, what do you think, Charlie, about the new IS500 coming, speaking of Lexus? I think that's really neat. Alyssa, remember that silver Lexus sedan that we had? We did that live drive out in that like cornfields by that church.
Yeah.
They put the 5-liter V8 in that car that they also use in the LC500 and that bright yellow RCF that we had.
Yeah.
They took that engine, put it in that IS. So I think that's going to be really neat.
Wow, that does sound really nice.
They get a small sedan that drives pretty well and put that V8 in there. Yeah, I hope it sounds really good. That should be a hoot holler and a half. So I'm looking forward to that car. Pricing is going to be a big question for that, but I would never buy one of those Lexuses new anyway. I would just wait until they come off lease or something, because you know they're going to be reliable, and you know whoever bought one new is going to have babied it. So just buy one used. Andrew's Planet says, good driving freeway.
Aw, thank you.
Kryptonics is looking forward to the review of the A4. Stay tuned, man. We will get it going. No, not the Rossville Road. Go a little bit past that and then take a right, and then that'll, like, the highway will kind of bleed off. You'll recognize it. Okay. Is that, what is that SUV in front of us? Is that a Model X, or is that some sort of Audi?
I don't think that's an SUV.
In front of us?
Yeah. I think it's a tall sedan.
Pittsburgh Man says she's comfortable because it reminds her of the Passat. You're right.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've been comparing it back and forth with her Passat here.
Not many changes, other than this whole thing being the haptic touch screen, not touch
all the digitals
at all.
and stuff.
Yeah. The looks are different. I mean, it's got a digital gauge cluster, which mine didn't have. It was all what would you call it? Analog. Yeah. It was all like that. It did have, the center did have a little digital bit where it would tell you how much gas you have, what song you're listening to, how many miles you have left, how many miles you have, all that kind of stuff. So.
There's your exit up here. You can probably beat this semi.
You want me to?
Sure. Or you can get in. I guess you can duck in behind it now. Yeah. Let's take a right onto Tyler Road, I think it is, and then we'll go down that section, that straight section, and have you do a 0 to 60.
Okay.
And a 60 to 0.
Ooh, okay.
The new Kia Carnival. Oh my gosh, Pittsburgh Man! I have been waiting for the Carnival since the moment they announced it for the Korean market. Yeah, it's the new Sedona. They renamed it the Carnival. It's got bright orange interior, and it looks great. And those cool new seats that I showed you the other night that like tilt way back.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to testing that. You guys know me, I am a minivan man, and I love me some innovative features. Looking forward to the Kia Carnival. And it's interesting because I don't like most Kias. There's something that rubs me the wrong way about them. So I'm interested to see what I think about the Carnival.
Is this stay tuned? Like, oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then Tyler Road does the dip off. like are the Stinger and the Telluride. I can't think of any other Kias that I wouldn't just buy the Hyundai equivalent. I like the Hyundai Palisade too, but the Telluride's neat. I still think I'd pick a Palisade. Yeah. No, this is a nice car. It's forgettable, but it's nice.
Yeah, I would say it's forgettable. The Passat was forgettable.
Yeah, and that's.
CC was forgettable.
Well, and to be honest, that's kind of one of the things I think Passat and Volkswagen sedan owners kind of appreciate. You liked that your Passat made you look mature, made you look sort of just subtle, blended in. It was a nice. Yeah. You look like you know what you're doing, and you got your life together when you own a Passat or an Arteon. It still wants you to know it's 39 degrees.
Okay. I wonder if that. I never took the time to actually find this out, but I always wondered if that was like a programmable temperature you could set it at.
No. No, they program. Yep. They program that themselves.
Huh. Like if you wanted it to tell you when it was 30 degrees or 30.
I'd be very surprised if you could change that.
Perfect. Ready? I'm gonna
Sure.
do a stop.
Yep. And then you're gonna do full left foot on the brake, full right foot on the gas, and then release the brake.
What?
So full left foot on the brake.
I don't think I've done it like that before.
All the way down, and then all the way down on the gas at the same time. Nope. All the way on the brake, like hard. Yep.
I don't want to do that.
Do it. And then some gas.
All gas.
Yep. And then release the brake.
That's cool. It jumps.
Alyssa's first brake torque. And there's 60.
That is it.
And if you want to do a 60 to 0, you just wait till the second car goes by.
Okay.
Make sure no one super good behind us. This guy's got his brights on because he's an idiot. What is he driving? An old Camry.
Alright.
Alright, bring it up to 60.
I gotta bring it up. Ready? Get ready.
Okay.
7, 9.
Oh man, that's a good one. It's so much harder as a passenger to do that.
Yes!
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I told you, like, get ready for this, because it's gonna happen.
You know, I feel like part of it's you can brace yourself with the steering wheel, on top of just knowing that you're the one doing it.
Yeah, also that.
Moran did point out that you can change the temp alarm with Volkswagen Diag.
Can I go down this way? Can
Sure.
you go down this way?
Yeah, it's kind of a little residential area, sort of. It's also very sketchy.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm gonna go down and turn around. And
No, you just go down to the stop sign, take a right.
Okay,
Dump
okay.
you back out. But yeah, it's like a weird industrial junkyard. For some reason people live back here sort of thing.
That was a deal. That was straight up a deal.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, Moran points out you can change the temp with VW Diag, and also he's asking if we have any AMG GTR or GT in the future. Probably one of those two in the summer, I would think. Mercedes usually packs one of those around. We're more interested in trying to get into a Porsche in the next year or two. Not year or two, a few Porsches in the next year. But I would like to get in an AMG GT. I can't remember if I had one last year or not. I think we just had the GT Coupe and the GT63.
Oh my gosh, what is this?
It's just a recycling thing blocking the road. You just had to go this way, Les.
I don't know why, yeah. I feel like we're gonna get shot.
Yeah, keep some distance. Is he really gonna move this with 2 forklifts?
Let me go through.
That's funny. There's an unmanned forklift on the right. Can you zoom in with the GoPro? I don't think you can. And he's gonna like lift the thing up with the other forklift and just push it.
It's working. That's awesome.
That's pretty funny.
Wow.
Some of the stuff you see, man. He's like, you can go now.
Thank you.
That's a beefy forklift. U.S. Air Force. It's like old military.
Left?
Awesome.
I take a left.
Sure, you can take a left. Actually,
well, I
go
want
right.
to get back to on that other road and go back.
Take it right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That sound is getting to be super unnecessary.
The sound of the engine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it revs up a lot initially.
Yeah, I gotta go.
And then just like makes noise and eventually the car gets moving.
Yeah.
Q interstates. That's one weird area.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously do a good amount of our driving in sort of an industrial parkish type of area because there's less traffic and you got these big straight roads. There's never any cops, but yeah, if you go the wrong way, you find some weird stuff.
Yes, you do.
Not only that, but there's like fingers of dead end roads off there, and that feels real sketch. I've been down them all, just like putzing around, and you feel like you don't want to hang out there.
Exactly.
You get shot. Yep. And then you take a left and you're right back on Tyler.
I remember. This is the road I wanted to go down initially, but then I was like,
oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay. I see. All right. Well, if there's anything else you'd like to know about the Arteon, let us know. We're gonna wrap things up here soon and head into the weekend, hanging out with some friends and fam. I gotta shoot some Tesla stuff this weekend. Talk about our road trip. And I also want to talk about the fact that Tesla ended the Model Y standard range.
That makes me feel so awful.
I don't feel too awful about it, but I do feel bad for some people because, like, for us, the standard range car was perfect because we've got other cars. In the future, we're not going to want a road trip in that because we've got all these shiny new press cars to drive around and be more fun and everything. So for us, it made total sense. Just for example, today, Alissa went doing her work and some errands and things like that. And she got, even in like 40-degree weather, she was getting great efficiency. And it would have cost her twice as much to do that running around in her Passat as it did in the car. And she still came home with like 180 miles of range or something like that. So
yeah, I did.
Right.
And I left with 215.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, the car is perfect for like 99% of our driving. Yes, road trips can be stressful, but we almost intentionally made it stressful. We didn't need to take the Tesla on that trip. We just did it to figure it out, to figure out what it'd be like.
We didn't need to take the minimum number of charging stops as well.
Right.
We wanted to see what its limit was, and we found it.
Right. So we'll report on that. Now we go back to the where we started. Yep. Yeah. But blah 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 blah. Yeah, no, I think there are a lot of people who either are buying a car as their second vehicle, or they live around the city and they never take road trips or something like that. That the standard range Y would be great because, like, a standard range 3 doesn't cut it for a lot of people because you can't put bikes in it, you can't put a lot of people in it. It's just not as much space. The Model Y is awesome for Costco trips and for having people, and it's just a good car. So I do feel bad for some of those people who wanted a Model Y and have to spend nearly 50 grand now to get one. Yas does point out that Elon Musk said it's still available off menu, but I'm pretty sure what he means by that is that there's inventory available, but I don't think they're building new Model Y SRs anymore. So yes, you can still buy one new, but that'll only last for a month or so. Once they're gone, they're gone. Oops, turn the comments off. Moran says, in modern cars, you can change everything with their factory diagnostics programs. For example, I have the Mercedes diagnostic, and I can change most of the things in my GLS. That's interesting. I wonder how hard, and maybe Moran can report on this, how hard it is to convince dealerships to, like, do all that crap for you. Because, like, if we went into the Volkswagen dealer and be like, hey, can you use your diagnostic software to change my temperature thing from 39 degrees to 36 degrees? Thanks. Like, I feel like they'd be like, no, get out of here. And Pittsburgh Man says, still waiting for the gaming channel. Yeah, Alissa and I haven't been gaming too much. No, she's been playing Skyrim, I've been playing NCAA football, and we've been working and traveling and watching dumb TV.
I've been watching a lot of dumb TV. Pittsburgh Man, what video games would you want us to start with?
That's a good question.
What would you want to see us play? Would you want to see Charlie play something in particular and me play something else? Or would you want to see us both playing the same game? What would those be?
Ooh, that's a Focus ST. Cool. I also think this summer we'll get into more fun, like, extracurricular type things like that. We'll have Nathan around more. Yeah. I'm looking into bringing on some type of people to help out with Daily Motor stuff, and then we can do more things like that. For you, yeah. Been looking into. Hey, it's the Veloster. And open the window. Open the window.
You want me to
all the way.
Pull up?
All the way.
Oh, it is. Okay, whatever.
want to ask that guy sometime what it's like owning a Velociraptor, because you don't see too many in the wild.
In the wild.
Pittsburgh Man says they got to focus on building the Cybertruck. That is true. They need Cybertruck and the Tesla Semi.
Yeah.
Andrew's Planet likes this car.
I do too.
Good.
I think it's very nice.
Just go over and to the left there in that one, yeah. Oh, cool. Nice driving, Liz.
Thank you.
Welcome. Next week, LC 500. We will be clowning around in that bad nasty. Unfortunately, it's not the convertible, but honestly, we wouldn't be doing much drop top stuff right now anyway, because as you can see about all that snow, it's definitely still a bit chilly. It'll be good to hear it nonetheless. And then Bronco Sport too. I think that'll be a fun one. We'll have like a $15 donation amount, maybe 15 or 20 to take it off-road, get it dirty.
Oh yeah.
Because it's the Badlands version, so it's lifted a little bit more. It's got some off-road tires.
That'll be really cool.
Yeah, it will be cool. Yeah, I'm curious to see, is it just a Ford Escape or can it actually go off-road? That'll be fun. Yeah, it was stop-start. You gotta actually turn it off if you're done. Yeah. Pittsburgh Man says, car games for Charlie and RPGs for Alyssa, but some games like GTA, etc. you can both play. For some reason, Alyssa doesn't like Grand Theft Auto. And I think it's just because we always try to play with her and we're like more experienced and Alyssa hasn't played as much. So she's just not as like up to speed. Is that accurate?
Fun fact. Let's start this off. GTA, I think it was San Andreas, was the first video game second video game I ever played.
That's inappropriate.
Yeah. Yeah. I was younger than 10, we'll say that. So, the concept, obviously, whatever. But GTA 5 is just so much going on. I'm not super comfortable with the controls, and I like to take my time to get into that. And when Charlie and Nathan are playing, they're like, let's go, we're gonna do missions, we're gonna do airplanes, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't play this game on my own enough to like catch up, and then I get irritated.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, so.
You just need to play on your own for a while and get comfortable with it. Which you did for a little while.
I did for a little while, but then I was like, okay, I get the concept. I'm gonna play
something else.
I'm gonna play Oblivion now.
Alyssa's got cool stuff in her GTA Online. She's got a black Audi R8. She's got a few black crotch rockets, I feel like. Yeah. And something else.
And I'm like wearing black leather. So.
Right, yeah. Yep.
Alternative life.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a bunch of black leather motorcycle gear this summer, and you're gonna ride your black Honda motorcycle, and you're gonna look sick. I think it'd be fun to live drive on the motorcycle with both of us.
Yeah, I think that would be. Yeah.
Kryptonic said for the gaming channel, it'd be fun if you guys played some motorsport / racing games with a wheel. We should try that sometime.
I would love that.
We do have, in fact,
have a wheel.
We're gonna have 2 wheels soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the 1 wheel. I've got Assetto Corsa. I've got Project Cars 2. I've got Gran Turismo 5 and 6. I'd like to get Gran Turismo Sport, but I have got a Logitech G27 wheel, and that won't work with PlayStation 4. So
we should live drive you and Nathan playing with both wheels when you get that.
I think that'd be fun. It'd be hard. We'd have to do it in like a F-word friendly stream.
Yes, you would. Can you put like a parental advisory thing on live drive?
I learned that as long as you don't swear in the title or the first 30 seconds of a video, I don't think it gets demonetized. Yeah, YouTube's kind of weird with that. But if you have that in there, then you get demonetized if it's right at the beginning. Moran says they don't usually let you do that with the diagnostic stuff because they don't allow you to. And you can change fuel quality requirement. Good. If I owned this car, I would find someone black market who would change the fuel quality requirement.
Well, does it need to be black market? I mean, he just said you could do that.
Yeah, but they said they like. Oh. Yeah, but he's saying it's possible. It's doable. Pittsburgh Man says, have her play GTA 5 story mode by herself. I agree. I've told.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did get a little ways through the story mode. Yeah. I thought the story mode for GTA was so good, and I was disappointed that both you and Nathan were. So
I guess my standard is Bethesda.
Moran, he'll void your warranties doing that. Something tells me Moran doesn't care too much about warranties. I don't know. He drives a GT350 and a GLS 63 and now has an old Mercedes and a Ford F450. He probably uses warranties but doesn't need them, is going to be my guess.
That's quite fair.
Yeah. I think that's about it for the comments and everything. So
one just come in.
On out, take one last look, and I want to hear what Moran's response to that. This does crack me up. Just says goodbye. And you can say okay to goodbye. I wish it said like you could press goodbye too. Like but it's just okay.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye, and then yet it's still there.
Is this supposed to be like an arbitrary like map thing? What is that?
I don't know. I really don't know what's going on here.
This is Ford Road, Evelyn Ave.
Yeah, I feel like somebody else programmed these destinations in here.
Oh, that wasn't even very smooth.
No. And I feel like... Can we go back? How can we go back? Get me back to that screen.
This is 47 and this screen is ancient.
Yeah, well, I mean, no one does screen responsiveness as well as Tesla. How do we cancel this? Boy, I am just really... I'm curious,
Struggle
is this...
bussin'.
Yeah, this is another editor's house. That's funny.
That is interesting.
Yeah, car and driver editor.
Alrighty, let's get out before people see that.
Well, it's his own fault for leaving the address in here.
I guess it's fair. Huh.
Cool. Well, thank you all. Super hang. I think the Arteon's cool, but they're probably going to stop making it in a few years, and it'll be like the last pretty sedan that Volkswagen ever makes. So that's fine. Although, you know, the Europeans and Germans are still more into sedans than we are, so maybe they'll stick around for a bit.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Man, thanks for the live. Also, have you guys set up the memberships yet? No, I haven't. I need to do a lot of stuff like that. To like, I got to put in like, that make the different tiers, and I have to do a separate video for people that are going to be members to like welcome them and everything. So it'll happen, but just not now. Yeah. So
We'll let you know though.
Yeah, we'll let you know. You'll see it. Don't worry. I'm curious if Moran is going to respond to my comment about him with warranties, but if he doesn't, that's all good. I hope you all have a good weekend. I'm sure Alyssa does as well.
Yes.
And we'll be back next week with cool cars. Bronco Sport and LC 500. Doesn't get too much better than that. So you all have a good weekend, stay safe, and as always, drive on.